If you've ever wondered how to get more people to engage with you on Instagram, then you're in the perfect place. In today's episode, we're going to unpack all things Instagram. And specifically, we're going to talk about how to get your audience primed and ready for something that you're offering, whether it's for the holidays or whether it's for a big launch of something you're launching. There's a certain runway, there's a certain strategy you can use to get your audience hot and ready to buy. So let's do this.
Striving for a business breakthrough? Shortcut your learning curve to success with the right training, coaching, and support. Welcome to the Impactful Entrepreneurs Show with Adrienne Hill, a show for coaches, course creators, and network and affiliate marketers striving to earn six figures by leveraging social media without being slaves to their businesses. From an overworked hustler to an impactful entrepreneur, your journey starts here on the Impactful Entrepreneurs Show.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Social Media Sales Summit, your number one resource for preparing to have your biggest sales season ever next quarter, and to specifically hit those goals by getting your leads and sales from social media. I'm Adrienne Hill, and I help entrepreneurs to build the skills, the structure, and the systems that they need to live in their zone of genius and create a business lifestyle they love. Because the last thing you want to do is build a business that feels like another 40-hour-a-week job, or even worse, like a prison. So let's keep you in that happy place and being productive and, in revenue. So that's how I can help. Today, I'm here with Kristin Korn. I'm super excited to have her as a guest. She is an expert in all things Instagram, promoting, selling, and running campaigns and the like. So welcome, Kristin.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to dive into this.
Yeah, awesome. So for the viewers who maybe have not met you yet, could you just tell us a little bit about your business background and what kind of brought you here today?
Yes. So I probably have over 15 years of online e-commerce sales, from starting my own children's online clothing store to embroidery, all that stuff. And then I really got into direct sales. And then now I'm into digital products and then one-on-one consulting. So a lot of experience from all different sections of business, whether it's, hands-on tangible products to digital products, and then just building out the back end funnels and email marketing and campaigns and content marketing and strategies for social media. So now really what I'm niching down is just helping mainly women build brand focused strategic online marketing plans. So I created a stay in your lane brand method to help people really kind of dumb it down really. And then I have some digital products, membership, and then one-on-one consulting and design services. So that's what I do.
You've done it all. Kristin has done it all. And all things branding kind of are wrapped into that. And so she's going to be a tremendous resource for you guys. So I know you have a really solid presence on Instagram and you've done a great job building that up, which is why I would love to pick your brain there. So what makes Instagram unique and why is it worth investing your time in terms of building an audience there?
Yeah, so I'm just going to talk the way I use Instagram and how it works for me, because a lot of people do train differently and that is fine, but I'm going to say what works for me. And for me, I don't like to spend a lot of time on social media. I just want to be what I'm doing is effective to my business. And as long as I'm bringing in leads, bringing in email addresses of my niche audience, that's what's most important to me. So when I think about Instagram, the main thing I am trying to do is connect with the right audience that is going to need my products, right? They have a problem, I have their solution. So I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to really pour into them my beliefs around branding, about building an online strategic marketing plan. I'm going to try to shift their pain points and what's kind of holding them back. And then I'm really just going to connect with them based on my education and just bring them value based on my stay in your lane brand method. So the way I do that a lot is the building the trust, of course, is just stories. So Instagram stories, I think, is the number one reason people use Instagram. I know it is for me because I want to get to know the person behind that, curated feed. I want to know who they are as a person. I want to know their family a little bit. I want to know what they stand for and things like that. So I'm always on stories. I believe your face should be in your feed in your stories feed at all times. So people get to see the, behind the scenes and the all, prettied up you. Other thing is bringing people into my funnel. So a lot of times I have a weekly podcast. So I will promote my weekly podcast on there. And what I'm trying to do is bring them to my podcast show notes. And inside my show notes, there's places where they can opt in. They can take my brand quiz. You know, I'm getting them into my funnel and into my offerings on the back end. But I think even with the Instagram feed, it's a great place for a good media mix. So whether you have 60-second videos you want to put on your feed, or you have quotes, you know, simple quotes that go back to your beliefs about what you're doing. Or if it's just, you know, curated nice photos of yourself, I think it's just a good visual, and it's a way for you to, you know, storytelling is like number one, of course, on Instagram. So,
okay. So it sounds like you do use the feed, but for you, it's almost more about the stories.
It is. And I only post a feed probably 3 times a week. So it's not a ton, but what I am posting is, I think, quality over quantity anytime, especially on Instagram. So you're not going to get fluff with any copy that I write. So that's how my feed goes. But yeah, stories, I probably have anywhere from like 5 to 10 boards in stories at all times, I would say.
Okay. So it's all about the stories and then connecting with people and drawing them towards value-based content that you're putting out.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So let's talk bio link for a minute, because I know on Instagram you only get the one. So how do you like to strategically use your bio link?
Yep. So BioLink for me goes straight to a lead magnet. And the one I like to use most for my business is my quiz. So it's how you choose like the personality behind your business. Are you showcasing yourself as a brand or business? It kind of goes through a series of like 10 questions, takes like 2 minutes. So I promote my brand quiz through my BioLink, because to get the results, they have to put in their email. And then once they do that, then I can start them through my value ladder on the back end. So.
Okay. And people love quizzes. Like everyone wants to know, how am I going to rank, or what category will I fall into, or whatever.
Yep. That's the way this is too. And then however they rank is like, however I'm helping them, you know, okay, well, you are here. Well, you need a ton of help, you know, oh, you're here, you're doing really good, you know? So yeah, people love to know.
Well, and that's smart too, because you're qualifying people to figure out where they should fall on that value ladder.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Take note, viewers, very smart here, right? Okay.
Yes.
So what tips do you have for us in terms of how you get leads and sales from your DMs? Like what kind of conversations do you have, and how do those go?
It actually, so anytime somebody asks me a question, I'm always going to refer back to my website. I don't answer a ton of questions in the DMs, because that takes a lot of time. So I'm always like, yes, I have that right here. So I have a lot of my, you know, KristinKorn.com consulting, KristinKorn.com brand quiz, KristinKorn.com, you know, like I have it all saved in my head so I can just type it out.
Yeah.
But I'm always referring people back to, it sounds like you need to start at, you know, step 1 of my Stay in the Lane brain method, you know, with discover your influence. So I'm going to send them there so they can read the sales page and understand it more. And then I'm always like, if you have any questions, let me know. But I'm always going to answer the question by referring them somewhere else.
Okay. That's smart, because it allows you to talk to a lot of people and give them just what they need, but not spend 24/7 on your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. So what are the top strategies that you think our viewers should use when promoting something on Instagram?
So I think you have to always keep your niche audience in mind, whatever you're doing. Okay. So like I said, Instagram, they want to know the person behind the brand, right? So it definitely needs to revolve around you as a brand. And I do believe for Instagram, I get this question a lot. So I have a business, I have a personal account, like how many do I need? And I think if your niche is the same person for who you are and your business, you only need 1 account. But if you're going to be, you know, off on this tangent and then off on that tangent, and those 2 people aren't going to really care about both of those things strongly, I think you need to separate them. So I think the number 1 thing is always be talking to your niche audience. You need to know who they are, and you need to talk to them all the time. Like my account is not for everybody, and that is on purpose. Like I always say, you want to be a big fish in a little pond instead of a, you know, little fish in a big pond. Like I want to be the person they go to. So always be thinking about your niche.
You should be able to answer the question like, follow me for.
Yes.
And it can only be 1 thing.
Absolutely. Okay. And you know, and that for me is like brand focused strategic online marketing plans, like brand focused businesses is, you know, personal brands is what I'm all about.
Okay.
So that would be definitely number 1. So your content, keeping in mind your niche audience. Number 2 is using stories like every day. It needs to be, and you could do, people are like, well, I don't want to be on there all the time. Well, I'm not on there all the time either, So it's just like, if you can just push out 3 at a time, and there's scheduling apps now that do all that for you. I use Planoly. Is a great app. Plan, I know, does it too. But I think the more you can plan ahead, and, if I have a podcast launching on a Wednesday, I already have the visuals already, 2 to 3 done up, and it just post, and then you're done for several hours. So I think definitely always keeping on stories and something active on stories. And the last thing I think is interacting with your niche audience, because you can't just be the one posting and you think everyone's just going to come to you. You need to know who she is, who he is. You need to know everything about them. And I have like names of people, so when I am writing, I'm thinking, okay, Sally, whatever, I'm talking to her in my posts, but I'm going to go find Sally's on Instagram. You know what I mean? And I'm going to go friend them. I'm going to follow them, and I'm going to be real, because if they are my true client, like I believe I can help them, they have a problem, I have the solution, then I'm going to talk to them, and eventually they're going to be like, who is this? And they're going to click on my profile. Make sure your bio about section tells exactly what you do, because if that, ideal client pops on your Instagram feed, they should know right away if you're going to be able to help them or not, and then lead to that lead magnet through the bio link.
Okay, perfect. So when you said before you spend a lot of time on stories, it's not that you're pumping out the stories, you're watching other people's stories and looking for your people.
I do watch a lot of stories. I don't read a lot of feeds. I'll flip through, but really I am in stories, I would say, a lot. And I comment on people's stories, because that's engagement, algorithm stuff. And I think the more you would comment on their stories, then the more they're going to see your actual feed anyway. So yeah. In your own stories.
Yeah. So should any unique strategies or techniques be used when you're specifically pushing a major promotion or a big campaign versus like your average Tuesday?
Right. Yeah. So, whether I'm launching a product, there is specific strategy that I use for any kind of campaign or product launch or things like that. So I kind of broke it down. I knew you were going to ask this, because this leads into what I'm going to offer everybody, but I believe there is like 7 steps, and this works whether, I believe, if you're going to do, like I said, like a holiday campaign, or maybe it's just your own little promotional campaign, or you're launching a product or something like that. So the first thing is knowing exactly what you're offering, especially for holidays. Some people will be like, "Whoa, this is for sale. This is for sale. 20% off everything." You know what I mean? The more you can niche down, pick like 1 to 3 products and just hit them hard all the time with that product. Like when we launched a social note membership, and we launched it every other month, like I hit hard. Like you're going to see that every day in my stories, in my emails every week. You're going to know Kristin is launching the social note right now. So just make sure you're picking not the whole cabinet, but like just a few products. I think another thing is your goals. Everyone first thinks, oh, sales, but maybe that's not your goal all the time, because that's not my goal all the time either. A lot of time it is just maybe building engagement, or, making better conversions in the back end of the funnel, or really just growing your email list or brand awareness. So these are things that, just because you have a promotion and you have a campaign, think of your growth goal. It doesn't have to be always sales. It could be, grow your email list by 50 people or something like that. So yeah. Think of that. Like don't get upset because, oh, I had a $5,000 goal and I only had 1,000 goal. Well, how many people did you add to your email list? Because that can end up into a lot of sales in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
So reach methods, you're always going to think about where you're going to be promoting. There's different ways to promote on all different social channels, whether you're going to promote on, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or groups or something like that. So just think about, with your growth goal in mind that you selected, how are you going to reach those people on which platforms? So if it's going to be on social media, if it's going to be through influencer marketing, on stories, live video, email sequences, blog posts, whatever it is. So pretty much where you're going to show up. Yeah. And then step 4 is building the timeline calendar. So I think this is the most important. So, let's say you're going to do a Black Friday promotion, for instance. You want to do pre-launch like 2 weeks in advance before Black Friday. And then let's say you have a Black Friday sale, it's 3 days long. Okay, your launch day is Black Friday, and those 2 days after that, you are like hit hard. And then if there's any post-launch follow-up emails you need to send, if you're going to send like another special offer or something like that. But think of it as like a 20 to 30 day launch plan for your 3 day, sale, a 1 week sale, whatever it is. But like, I'm always like 2 weeks in advance, even like teasing it. So when people know, okay, this promotion is now, like everyone knows that it's happening now,
They know it's time to pay attention.
Yes. Yep. And then of course your social strategy, like I said, you want to make sure, if you're doing it on Facebook, you're, storytelling. If it's on Instagram, make sure you have all the images right. I love using Pinterest for business. It might not work best for like a short-term campaign, but it is my number one lead magnet by far. But just knowing, determining your social media strategies, having that set, and just being very narrowed down, I guess. And then step 6 is, of course, the brand identity, which I am a graphic designer, so I love this part. So if you have a theme, jingle, whatever it is, make sure that you're using the same, the graphics, the same brand palette, the same fonts, and really just having like a separate visual identity for that program or that product or whatever it is, that campaign.
So it pops, it stands out, and it all clearly belongs together.
Yep. And it shouldn't be too far off from your own personal brand palette and, your visual identity, but it's just like an extension of you. People should be able to see like, oh, that looks like Kristin's product, but it's her social note,
Yeah.
So just think about that. And a lot of people, I think they're like, oh, they just name it and put it in a bold font and be on their way. But I believe especially like a campaign like that in Canva, build it up in Canva. That's so easy to use the same elements and palette and stuff like that. So for your storyboards, for your, your Instagram square images, whatever you're doing, your video board, like whatever it is, make sure it's the same
and
thing.
To me also, that's the fun stuff. That's where the idea in my head comes to life, and I can actually see it and it feels real.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And then lastly is schedule your content. So I use a lot of different scheduling platforms, from Meet Edgar to Planoly, Tailwind, but there's a ton of them out there. But don't be scared to do everything a month in advance, and then just get it in your scheduler so you're not overwhelmed when it's time to like push out.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
Yeah.
So 7 clear steps, like you've made it pretty easy. I'm sure each one you could probably go way deeper.
Yes. So I have, yes,
So,
I have a holiday e-commerce guide that has it all spelled out in there with worksheets and stuff like that. So
So I do understand you have a free gift for our viewers. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yep. So the holiday e-commerce guide, has all the dates for 2020. So if you're going to be doing Black Friday or a Christmas sale or something like that, I'm going to go into how to set those goals, your growth goals, the reach methods, how to build your calendar out, really just determine your social strategy, your creative strategy, and then scheduling your content. So I have links and worksheets all set nice and prettied up. So it's all ready for you to take your idea, take your promotion, and then get it set up.
Yes. And I know I've purchased a lot of your content in the past, and everything is always so nicely done that I know this is going to be very Kristin-esque.
Yes.
So just out of curiosity, one final question before we kind of round things out. When a big promotion period is coming up, like the holidays is a great example, but there's other promotions too throughout the year. How far in advance do you start the planning process?
I would say a month.
Okay.
I give myself 2 weeks to build all the creatives and really get all the copywriting, because you want to have the same message, the same, just how you do for your own brand, like your brand words, your brand adjectives. You have the same message for your promotional campaign. So I give myself 2 weeks to build all of that out. So then when it's 2 weeks prior for the teasers and stuff, I'm ready to go.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. So you heard it here from the expert. It's September. There's plenty of time to prepare for our upcoming big holiday sales season. So plenty of time to prepare and get started. And of course, Kristin's gift is going to help you to do exactly that. So thank you so much. It's perfectly
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Awesome. So Be sure to join us in the Facebook group, join the debrief. We're going to talk through all the great things we learned from Kristin today, the tips that she had for us, talk through where are we going to take action and how are we going to plan out our holidays. So join us there in the conversation under the live video, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
You've been listening to the Impactful Entrepreneurs Show with Adrienne Hill, where we support coaches, course creators, and network and affiliate marketers to translate their big picture vision into actionable plans to build out their business efficiently. If you love our show, we invite you to visit buildalifebydesign.com to join the conversation, access the show notes, and discover more helpful resources. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, and share. Thank you for listening.